Oh, yeah.
Are you there? Speak, quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Here.
Yeah, you're there now.
Hooray!
Hello. Okay, can we all take a second to take a look at Naomi's amazing hair? And also Mick is in blue. I'm sorry, Mick, that was rude. I apologize.
Wow.
Mick spent hours doing his blush. And
See you later.
Right by them.
This is what you get for not bringing the cat on stream, right? If you don't have the kitty, what am I supposed to do?
He will scratch.
I know. Well, do not engage in any more blood sacrifices.
We are very, very
this
happy
evening,
to see
please.
both of you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. We can actually only see Marguerite. So Alasdair's just...
Where are you?
just
Scooch
chilling.
over this way. They're there. Can you see them now?
Scooch on in me.
Hooray!
There we go. Scooch, scooch, scooch.
Ah.
Scooch.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe
I
not.
bleed on you.
No, maybe not quite that scooched. Okay. There.
Everybody.
All right, people are now seeing you, Naomi. Wow. Okay.
Hey!
So we're going to be getting comments from the past. That's unfortunately the way it's going to go.
That's what I want to say.
We're just haunted.
time
Just think of it
traveling
as being
Twitch
haunted. That's what ghosts are. They're time travelers who just can't get over the buffer,
I
right?
have more of a comment than a question. Ooh.
Just dab at your nose.
That would be immediate, shoot, what's the word for getting rid of ghosts? Exorcism. Be
Exorcism.
immediate exorcism. Anyone who says, I don't really have a question, I have a comment, I'm like,
Well, then you should go to a digital
I will
convention
throw you
and be in the chat like a civilized
Are
human
you
being.
aware of the works of J.R.R. Tolkien?
Oh my gosh.
Malazar.
Oh my gosh, this is off to an amazing start already. Okay,
Gun
so
has interesting opinions.
would you please?
Ooh, I'm done.
Are you
Hold on.
sure?
I can't believe it's gone
Dismount.
off-piste so early.
Right.
And
And we
almost none
haven't
of it
actually
to
had
do with
anything
you.
to do with it.
Yeah.
I know.
We're just, it's inspirational. What
It's
can I say?
inspirational. All right, fine. So let's talk about St. Kilda and why Harry is the best character.
He's so
Because
sweet.
Harry is.
He's so adorable.
He's so adorable. He's so played adorably. Can we talk for just a very quick second about how amazing your credit conventions are? Because for folks who don't know, we should probably talk about like what the podcast is in general and set
Allow
this
me
up
in
for
between
people.
blood droplets. The Secret of St Kilda has a 10-episode first season, which we're 4 episodes into at the moment. It is set on the actual Scottish island, of Hita, also known as St Kilda.
St. Kilda.
It is about a small community who are not a cult,
Hashtag not a cult.
who welcome their latest new recruit, who is a rival, a charming young man from the mainland called Lockie. Lockie is witty and charming and nice and handsome. And Matthias, who is the second in command for Andromeda, who is the head of the island's
Not a cult.
mildly religious-based ruling body, hates him on sight. Just hates him on sight. It is on sight.
And when we tell you that the amazing Matthias is played by the even more amazing Ben Meredith, your imagination can kind of take it from there. It is
The man
delightful.
huffs on an Olympic level.
Olympic level
It
huffing.
is
yes.
extraordinary. You can actually see
We
him.
accidentally made the world's best worst man, and that was not my intention. I was like, I'm going to create the worst man I can think of, and I did. And then Ben came along, and he's like, and now you're going to like him. And I'm like, illegal.
Well, that is Ben Meredith's superpower. You see that nasty piece of work over there? I make you love him. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. All right. So on this lovely haunted island that is not a cult. Wow, that got on a tangent briefly.
There are all manner of fascinating people. Like I say, the head of the, let's say, council is a lady called Andromeda, played by the incredible Maeve de Bruyn, who has a interesting medical condition, which is being treated in a wide variety of ways by Niathi, who is the mother of the adorable Harry. Niathi is played by Michelle, and because I'm incredibly unprofessional and working very hard at the moment, I haven't written down
Kelly.
everybody's names and I suck.
Thank
I
you.
knew it was that. I could have fucking bluffed it, and I didn't. Michelle Kelly, who is just extraordinary and an excellent podcast host in their own right. And there are various other people orbiting, all of whom are played by just remarkable luminaries of the podcast world.
Including you.
And they're all lovely.
And you're present.
And I'm also there.
And you're also
which,
there.
which isn't the kind of, oh, I suck, but I'm also there. It's just, I'm narrating it. I'm setting the scene,
You
if
set
you will.
the scene quite happily. I know.
You
Apparently,
provide
the
a
buffering is
soft
really
hand to hold for us to go through this story, and that's what matters.
bad. Yes.
I am Benedict Cumberbatch saying penguins for this particular
Penguins!
podcast. For this particular podcast, as awful things happen on this island, which is not inhabited by a cult.
Exactly. So take us back a step. Where did the idea come from? How did you this remarkable collaboration come into being? How did we get here?
Mick,
Thank
take
you.
us away.
Yeah, that's it. No. Okay, so it goes back about 2 years. 2 years at this point. Just before I met all of you at Pod UK. We were.
Oh my
looking
God.
at-
God, I feel old now.
Oh, Jesus. Yes.
That was 2 years ago. That is where I met all of you for the first time,
Yes.
and now this is essentially came about.
Can I go on a little
so-
tangent? There's the way that we started particularly hanging out with the Haggis and Dragons boys is because, of course, they had a stage magician and we had a stage magician. So they, much like lawyers will find each other in a crowd, stage magicians are like, aha, I see the mark of the card upon you. And then we spent the whole night eating cold pizza and hanging out.
It was
awesome.
like, do you want to talk about misdirection with me?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, so we spent the whole night with Alasdair and Marguerite.
I'm learning this for the first time, and I am horrified. If I'd known, I would be, this whole it wouldn't exist. It wouldn't exist.
Yeah, so me and the Magic Man Ross, we were discussing a lot of cult indoctrination, or family-minded businesses.
I love that. Family-minded businesses. There we go.
Family-minded community organizations.
So we were looking at the way that the cults would indoctrinate people. Like, they've got a set process essentially of how they do it and how they're so successful at it. And we were looking at, what if we've got someone who is savvy to that yet still falls trapped to it. So Lockie, our main guy, is a con man. And he knows all the tricks of the trade about how people manipulate them to get what they want from you. Yet, here we are.
Hoist on your own petard, the podcast.
Yeah, so that's where myself and Ross started. And that was right before the pandemic, back in January 2020. And yeah, things kind of took a little bit of a turn. And then at Pod UK, it was myself and the Haggis and Dragons team that interviewed both of you.
That's
and
right.
Naomi.
Back in the before time, in the in-person
Yeah.
ago.
I want to say interviewed is
Well,
a bit of a stretch from
it's
Nick's
more like
personal
a-
perspective, because
Yeah.
he didn't say a word to me the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, he just held the mic while I was directed by Paddy. So
Yeah.
I don't think we'd actually said any words to each other the whole
Didn't
it
need
was-
to. Didn't need to.
Just instant.
instant connection.
Yeah, I don't think I said anything to Alasdair and Marguerite that much either, because Ross was leading that one.
Yeah, I think so.
But yes, so there we obviously spoke with yourselves. We spoke with Alan Burgeon. We spoke with Casey Wayland.
So you used an interview series as an excuse to do stealth casting.
No, that was not the goal. That was not the goal.
Happy accident. Happy accident.
It's just from getting to know yourselves. We were just like, right. When it came to casting choices, we were like, well, this is going to be pretty obvious, because we got to learn about Alan stuff after the interviews and things like that. I was like, I would really like Alan to actually be in it. So the first two people I approached was yourself and Alan, right from the start. But before we got to that point, we let the I'd start writing a script. I am not a writer. I was like, I'm going to start writing a little bit of a script just to see what we're going with here. And it wasn't until September, Naomi put a little tweet out saying,
I was like, I have COVID. I'm stuck in my bed, unable to do anything physical. I've never written a script before. How hard can it be?
Famous last words.
Yeah, so I put out a message being like, hey, is anyone writing a script? I'd like to like sit in and maybe shadow someone, kind of learn a little bit about it. And instead, Mick rang me up and he was like, I have a script that needs writing.
Would you like to form an alliance with me?
Yes, exactly.
That was pretty much it, and we went through the beats of what we wanted the story to be. We gave Naomi the first script, which she looked at and went,
I was like, this is shit.
So tell us how you really feel, Naomi. How do you really feel?
She didn't say it at that point. She didn't know me well enough at that point. But she was just
now.
I have some notes, right? Exactly.
Thank you.
Just to shout out to folks who were taking off to Valhalla because of the lag. It's okay. We'll see you later. Thanks so much for stopping by.
But yeah, what happened from there was Naomi pointed out very interesting things about why or what she would do with the start of the story. If you want to take it from there. Naomi.
Yeah, that's happened to you as well, has it? Oh, good, great.
I think
we'll
that's back to that.
So Naomi has really well defined writing skills, and one of my favorite things that she's done to multiple people now is, okay, so this is where the action starts. So everything up until then, you got to get rid of that.
It's me. I'm multiple people.
Yeah.
It's for the good of the story.
It is.
Honest.
It is. You're very good. It's
very well intentioned. Yeah. So when I got the script, it was mostly, I'm not gonna lie, it was mostly a man crying into a beer, and I was like, nah, bro. So I was like, right, we starting. Where does the story get interesting? And the answer is when the cult here and we on an island.
6
and I don't
months
think we were
from now.
even on an island. I think we were like...
We were somewhere in the Highlands originally.
Yeah.
Just somewhere as remote as we could possibly think. And...
I would like to say thank you to my little sister who's in the chat. Thanks, kiddo.
Oh,
very sweet. Sorry.
Is this Tamsin
She's so bloody
Mariax?
cheeky sometimes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, we started the story originally right before Lockie was going to head to the island.
I remember.
And then Naomi went, let's fast forward 6 months from now.
Yeah. One of the things I learned when I was doing, so I used to run like an improv theater group at high school, which is why I have this sort of like quirky girl vibe that I'm trying to like maintain. And,
says the woman in blue hair. Moving on.
Yeah, I have blue hair and pronouns. So one of the things that I heard from a good friend of mine is that two characters should ideally know each other for about 6 months. Like it should be to the point where you know each other's names, likes and dislikes, but you don't know like their deep trauma or secrets. Mm-hmm. And so I was immediately like, right, okay, so we're gonna, because my pet peeve in any piece of media is watching two people meet each other for the first time and then do the like, I'm in so-and-so and I am also working in this office, and you're like, bruh, if we can just like slide straight into where the action happens. So that's basically what
we completely miss the Lockie Matthias meet cute. How cute meet is it?
Oh my gosh.
We completely bypassed that.
Oh, well, if that doesn't have bonus content's name written all over it.
Even if all it is just, hello, I'm Lockie. I hate you. Smash cut elsewhere.
Yes, exactly.
I think it's just smash cut to the fan art that we had at the top of the thing, just being like, I hate him.
I know.
Hate his stupid face.
I hate his stupid face and his stupid cardigans. Okay, fine. We got it. Humph. Yes, precisely.
Go on, Naomi.
Oh, did you want to keep?
I'm sorry. I was just like looking at the chat and being like, things are happening.
So it
Sorry,
started
I got
off with you like,
distracted.
well, first I'll give comments, and then you're like, no, I fixed everything.
Yeah. So I was like, I've never done this before. How bad can it be? And then I just disappeared for like a day, and then I was like, I have a script.
Pardon?
Yeah. So I got some books out from the library. I did like Googled best free script writing software, and then basically wrote a script.
And then you had a word baby
for the first time. Yeah, and we did a lot of polishing for the first one.
Oh no, come back.
Oh.
Uh-oh. All right.
They're both frozen.
They've
I have
both
an
frozen.
awful suspicion.
Oh, we can hear you.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, thank God.
You're
That's
back.
good.
You're back. Our Wi-Fi
Oh, Victor.
has not been consistent today. Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
All right.
So you Googled
Okay.
free script writing software. That's where you lost us.
I Googled free script writing software, and I got some books out from the library, and then I wrote a script, and we polished that first one really heavily. So we were like, can we actually do this? I sent it to a load of friends. I got some like quite harsh feedback from people who love me very deeply, which is honestly, it's horrible, but it's the important part where the good stuff happen.
Yeah, having a friend who will read something and say, yeah, I like it, is valuable. Having a friend who will read something and say, I love you, but this is crap, and here's why, invaluable.
Just as a quick aside,
Yeah.
and this very much rallies with your practice, one of the other best bits of writing advice I ever got on the exact same project, in fact, was one of our closest friends who read the opening, basically sat me down and went, you're amazing, but you introduced 9 people one after another. Never do that.
Yeah.
Never do that.
Oh.
Hello, my name is Face. Really? My name is this. Good.
Oh. You okay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. It's just going to bleed forever until I die, that's all.
Now you know what it's like being a woman. So there.
I knew you were going to go there. I fucking knew it.
So content warnings for tonight's stream. I'm teasing, Naomi. You're fine.
Everything.
You're fine. It's just, Naomi, we love you dearly. You are all vibes.
So, this whole kind of one of the earlier versions took place earlier and in a slightly different location. Is this the other thing I did for you? Because I have a vague memory of doing a very small thing, which was kind of loosely Haggis and Dragons related, and I'm not sure whether that was this or not.
On a dock?
On a dock.
Yeah, we still got that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't write it, so it didn't get published.
Yeah, that was my writing.
Hashtag humble
good as the
brag.
others, I know that. No, but like, it's one of those things where it might be bonus content at some point.
I figured that
We
was
just
the
don't
case.
know when it's going to be relevant.
Hi to our raiders. It's 2 minutes late.
Hello, Mer. We will catch up with you, and
Hey, Mer.
you will catch up with us in several minutes. Because we have massive lag.
Yeah, because
but hello to the raid.
I figured that I'm aware that the process is iterative, and I was like, I've done something else for you. Which I hope I haven't put something out. I don't think I have. Let's move on.
Yeah, we actually did a table read before we'd actually cast anyone. So
Really?
I had my friends from Facebook do a table read of the first episode to be like, does this work? What does it feel like?
Mm-hmm.
And made a lot of changes to that. And so then we did... That then meant that Mick could take the first episode to people and be like, this is what it looks like. Is this something you'd be interested in? Mick, take it away.
Yeah. And the first people I called was Alasdair.
Can I tell this story? Because this is my favorite part. Because when you first approached Alasdair to have a conversation about this, you thought that he would be Matthias.
Yes. So we were looking at Matthias first of all for Alasdair. But
Wow, that would have been a different story, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
But
yeah. So this dovetails into one of my other favorite stories about Star Trek Discovery, for people who've seen season 1 and season 2 of Star Trek Discovery, you know that there's quite a different tonal change between them. And that's because Jason Isaacs was cast as Lorca in season 1, and then Anson Mount was cast as Captain Pike in season 2.
Space Dad.
But they were originally cast in opposite roles. And having now seen all of that, you go, because Anson Mount had done Hell on Wheels, and so he was known at the time for playing aggressive bad guys, let's say. And I'm trying not to, I mean, Discovery season 1 is 4 years old now. I'm trying not to spoil it, but Lorca is not a nice person. And so I love the alternate dimension thinking about a universe where you were cast as Matthias instead of the narrator.
Hello, I'm Lockie. Fuck off. Episode 2.
You have to say betrayer. If you're being Matthias, you have to say betrayer.
Hello? Oh, betrayer. Betrayed anyone recently? Good, good. I hate you. I hate your stupid jawline. Your cardigan is awful. Good day. I said good day! Hang up.
I would still have listened to it.
I know. I would have. I'm sorry, Mick. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I love that little tidbit.
No, it's good. It's good because we were in discussions with yourself before we'd had the script ready for you as well. And like, we've got this project, we want you to be a part of it. And obviously it was just more about down to the role. And when you had read the first script, it was actually Alasdair and yourself who said, "That's very good that you've got me lined up for Matthias, but how about Ben Meredith instead?"
Yeah.
So that was based on your recommendation that I then approached Ben to go at it. The exact same approach for yourselves. I was like, listen, don't know if you'll be interested in this because I know it's like a lot of Rusty Quill stuff that they usually do.
Mm.
And I think we got like Alan the same day as yourselves with the same
We
script.
were an untested product, very much so.
Yeah, and we're just like, this is our first audio drama. Yous are very established people in the indie audio fiction world. Like, we do not know the right way about going things at this point. And I think we were very transparent and open with everyone about that, just to say we want to aim for the best that we've got.
I want to.
Yeah, and I think.
Sorry, you go, because you know.
I was just going to say that one of the things that Mick said to the Haggis and Dragons crew when you started was, okay, if we're doing this.
Oh no, you cannot lag there, ever. That's not allowed, Naomi. Come back. No, that's so unfair.
It's still green.
It's still... Oh no, and now Mick's dropped. No, that's so unfair. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's still green.
It's not on our end, folks. Hang on. All right, I'm going to give them a second. Oh, no. And now I think we've lost Naomi as well. No. Come back. Oh, gosh. This is horrible. This is so unfair. All right. Well, all right, folks, we're going to go to the BRB screen. We'll come back as soon as we've got them back, okay? Hang tight. We'll be right back. All right, let's try that again. You literally said something like, if we're gonna
do this.
If we're gonna do this, and then you froze, and I'm just like, yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it's not repeatable, so I guess we'll just have to move on. What Mick said was, it said to the crew is, if we're gonna do this, who would you want, like, in a million years? Like, who would be your, if we can get them, who would you choose? So obviously Alasdair was at the top of the list.
Aww.
Oh, flattery gets you everywhere, my dear.
It really does.
That's very sweet of you.
So yeah.
He genuinely was at the top of the list.
Aww, guys.
Like I wanted to make sure. I was like, nope, I want Alasdair in this, and that was discussed even before we had the script. I was just,
we'll get around to writing the thing, but you know.
Yeah, I said to the guys, I was just like, you know, if we get a chance to it, you know, I'm aiming for Alasdair to be in this, because obviously we hadn't talked that much previously. Obviously there was Pod UK, but it was just like, no, we've heard how good Alasdair is, and we want him.
And we're friends now.
And now we're friends.
Now we are all friends.
And now we are friends who fail to watch an episode of Midnight Mass every week.
Mick, have you heard about this?
Without fail.
So we've been.
I know. I always ask Naomi how that's going, because she's like, "Oh, I'm watching Midnight Mass with them." I was like, "How's it going?" She's like, "I don't know. We don't watch it."
I don't know.
It's good. There's a pig.
I think we got to episode 2, and then we're like, no, we just vibes.
We made it through episode 2.
We completed episode 2. That must have taken a very long time.
I have seen the opening frame of episode 3 many times.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It was an excuse to hang out anyway.
Right.
And what do you mean was? We're still on for tomorrow night, right?
No, we're not. I have a show.
Oh.
Well done. What are you watching?
I'm going to see Moulin Rouge at the Piccadilly Theatre.
Egads.
How hard?
Yeah, I bought the tickets like a year and a half ago. When COVID hit, I was like, right, I'm going to stop being like, it'll always be there. And so I just started buying tickets for shows all the time. So every now and again, I get an email that's like, are you ready for this thing that's happening this week? And I'm like, whomst? It's very exciting. It's very surprising. I'm like, oh, I'm going to a thing.
Oh, I'm doing a culture. Cool.
That's going so much better for you than it is for us, because we last summer booked a thing in February and a thing in March, and the thing in February is already cancelled, and the thing in March is going to cancel any second now. So
yeah, because we booked Hannah Gadsby in March.
Yeah, I if I was them, I wouldn't come over. So yeah,
and Henry Rollins in February, and Uncle Hank quite sensibly is going, wait, I have a literal decades-long career explaining how much I loathe this country, and it's now made of plague.
Yeah.
No.
Rip Plague Island.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much not going to Plague Island. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So you were literally casting before you had finished script writing, and then you did casting, and then you did script writing, and then, like, my next favorite thing you did, which I think from now on every podcast you should do for the end of time, is you did video table reads.
Oh my god, yes.
Those were so much fun. Talk about those.
Mick, you want to hit it? No? Okay.
Yeah, no. I'll talk about the table reads. So my experience prior to this is I've done a lot of sound production, like 20 years I think I've been doing sound production for, and I've also dabbled in a bit of TV as well. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of my background, and the way that things are done there is that there's table reads after table reads after table reads to try and get things right. Mm-hmm. So obviously not knowing any better, I came into audio fiction going, right, well, we need table reads. That's how things get polished out. You know, it's our first project. We've got one chance to get it right. It's Naomi's first scripts ever. She wants to make sure that they sound right as well. We do table reads.
I think mostly we just didn't know any better. We were like, this is how people do it, clearly.
Yeah. It wasn't until after. Yeah.
I can't actually...
And then after, people were like, no one does table reads. And we were like, what?
And now I tell everybody, because I talk to lots of podcasts on like the business side of things. I'm like, do
a table read.
Table reads.
Do table reads for serious. It's the thing I found with Roguemaker, with one of the second of the 3 shows I'm doing this year.
Yeah,
that's a thing.
That's a thing.
That's been put together by folks with theatrical...
Traitor.
Betrayer? No, not Betrayer. Just prolific.
Fine. I see where your loyalties lie then. Betrayer!
Whose shirt am I wearing?
He's really good.
Whose shirt is he wearing? Exactly.
They do the exact
Rogue
same thing.
Baker, send him a shirt! Okay,
Yeah.
anyway.
They do the exact same thing and it works a treat. You know, they've had table reads through, and there's an episode which is basically me and one other character for 25 pages, and they had us do a complete dry run, and it worked a treat because then we just hit everything all the way down the line. It's like drafting. It's literally the acting version of drafting. You do it, and then that means the version that sucks is not the version you record.
Yeah.
Which is a really roundabout way of saying that piece of Burns Night stuff you sent me, I'm probably re-recording tomorrow because it didn't go very well.
Paddy loved it.
Really?
Yeah, Paddy did love it. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I did get to
I gotta be honest, I haven't listened to it yet because I was in the middle of another thing, but like, I'll get to it.
I did
It's like
go
20
shout.
You'll be
minutes,
there
Naomi.
at Moulin Rouge tomorrow night, like, okay, I love you and all, but...
Just vibing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the table reads have been really, really handy because we knew that we were coming into this remotely recording because we've got like people in 5 continents, you know, in the cast.
Yeah.
It's not going to be viable for us to do in-person recordings. So yeah, we thought, you know, what better way to get everyone to start knowing each other.
And I think also we all fell in love. We were like, oh my God, we're friends. We love each other.
I got to sit in on the first episode, and like the first time Maeve just went off on it, I was like, holy crap!
I think of that as firing the Galadriel cannon. Just, and yeah.
There you go.
She did that monologue for her audition. And I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd audition that came in, and we were like, okay. It's just, we're like, well, we'll put her there, and we'll just look at the other ones next to that one and see how they do. Yeah,
it was impossible to match the fire that Maeve brought.
She has pipes, man. She has like
pipes,
bellows for lungs, and just amazing.
She's also like just sickening. Like, I'm just like, yes, I believe you. I want to join your cult. 10 out of 10. I would follow you into the fucking sea if you asked. You
want me to throw some people off cliffs? Great, I'm down. You want me to really upset puffins? Sure.
Yeah,
because the first thing that we said after that was just like, Andromeda's Irish?
Yeah. You're like, huh.
Yeah, I'm like, Andromeda's Irish.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because, I mean, St. Kilda is a very small community, and it's really easy to stereotype that a very small, isolated community is very non-ethno-diverse, and that is very much not the case for St. Kilda. We know that. So talk to us about, you know, how that came to be.
I think, like, that's... A lot of that is because how we feel as creators more than how we feel about the story. I think. Like, I feel like, I mean, Scotland is a place where people just go and travel and emigrate everywhere all the time. But I'm a third culture kid, so... And I've moved around a lot, and I think that there's definitely, like, if we're creating something... I feel like we have a responsibility to do it in a way that I feel ethically comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that is just making sure that it's not just like the same 3 dudes over and over again. You know what I mean? So we decided on colorblind. Yeah. We decided on colorblind casting, and then we decided that we were like, right, okay, we tried colorblind casting and it's not enough. So we encourage people of diverse genders and people of color to come and apply, and that was great, but it was just not enough. Like, we really had to aggressively swing our messaging the other way and be like, we're only interested in auditioning people of color to actually get like a decent balance.
The thing I find really interesting about that is that actually mirrors something that genre fiction started going through about 8-9 years ago, which is there was, in the wake of one of the just never fucking ending moments where genre drops its trousers and goes, "Can I have a donut? No, you may not." There was a very strong articulation and pushback against entirely white, entirely dude TOCs and approaches to that kind of thing. And that, what you're talking about, that very specific, no, we want this, we have to articulate this, was
not just, and sorry to cut across, it's not just articulate that, but it's exactly what Naomi says. It's like, no, we are saving these spaces. We are aggressively recruiting. We are not going to settle. We're going to make this a reality, and we have to do the work to make it a reality, because it's really easy for lots of people to say, oh, we're open to colorblind casting, and then you finally see their final decisions and there's like 2 in a cast of 24, and you're like, well, you weren't open to doing the work, now were you? And doing the work is the hard part. And
the point I was kind of coming to was really this is one of those rare instances of an objectively good piece of creative news, because podcasting has learnt this in perhaps 25% of the time. Genre fiction, we still encounter people going, I don't really see colour. I'm open to everybody. And
you're like, why don't you want to see colour? Is it not worth celebrating?
Right.
Get out of my house.
You know?
Exactly.
And podcasting has gone entirely the other way. And certainly on the audio drama side of things has, in my limited experience, pretty much instantly defaulted to, okay, so we have a diverse cast across multiple axes. Here's how we do this. Here are the people we're actively looking for. And the pushback against it hasn't, which by and large, which is really nice.
Yeah. It's like, yes, there are people from all over the world on this tiny island off the coast of Scotland, because that's reality as well.
You all should be warned. We will shortly be talking of the lads.
The lads. Yeah, I think also, like, we decided quite early on, once we decided it was St. Kilda, we picked St. Kilda because nobody lives there. Like, it's not an inhabited place. On a day-to-day reality, we're not conflicting with something that's somebody's experience of what it is like, because this is fiction. And that means that we can let go of, like, oh, I've been to Glasgow and there's not that many people of color here. I'm not interested in having those conversations. Yeah. I don't care. Like, and the benefit of people being like, oh, but that bus doesn't go there, or that house isn't. I'm like, it's fiction. It's fiction. Nobody lives there. It's fiction. Well, it's fine.
Yeah. In genre fiction, we talk about secondary worlds, and secondary worlds are those that aren't based on Earth. It's the idea of it's a purely, quote, alien, unquote, environment. And this isn't a secondary world. This is like a 1.5 world. It's like think of it as like the Neverwhere principle. And then I can say, my name's Richard Mayhew. Okay, I always make that pun whenever I watch that.
What is that?
I like a girl named Dor. He's got this horrible accent. Anyway.
I can tell.
Just as a quick aside as well.
By Nick.
Much as, anytime the Tom Holland umbrella video comes across your feed, you must retweet it. Anytime Neverwhere is mentioned, it should just be pointed out that Patterson Joseph as the Marquis de Carabas is just unfairly hot.
And why was he never the cat in Red Dwarf? Hello?
Like, he appears, I saw him for the first time. 2 seconds in, he turns around, bows, and goes, de Carabas. And my tiny, tiny student ass went, oh, come on. This is just unfair. Anyway.
Vic and I are just like,
Go
yes,
on.
dear. We're very proud of you.
Of course, yes.
Good job.
Yeah.
We'll put it on the fridge immediately.
Yeah, what that accent was. Yeah, we'll put that on the fridge. Actually, put it on the stove.
Oh, bless your heart. But anyway, my whole point was that St. Kilda's like a 1.5 world, and that you've intentionally taken the real world, but selected a location that you can fictionalize in a way that's not going to impact the lived experience of living people. I wish more true crime podcasts would do the same. Shall we just say quickly and moving on, not making eye contact.
Let's not think piecification this experience, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll fight them another time.
Yes. Welcome to Hot Takes.
But
I think dogs should. Sorry.
What was that?
I have some dog material. Real quick, and this is a super sidebar-y thing. One of my all-time favorite bits of documentary is a Netflix show called Explained, which has done like 100 episodes, and the one about dogs is just 20 minutes of dogs fucking rule. Here's an expert to say dogs rule.
Dogs are awesome.
Here's another expert to say dogs rule. Look at these dogs; they rule. End credit.
It's extremely good. When you said I have some dog material, I was really worried we were going to get into like a 101 Dalmatians sort of experience.
Oh no,
I was a little bit concerned.
It's all good.
It's all good.
we don't have any dogs on St Kilda.
No, not currently.
Have I bored the pair
and that's
of you?
because I like dogs.
There you go.
You like it?
Oh, I see.
Hey.
That's not ominous.
Have I bored the pair of you with my ridiculous Hebrides factoid?
No, but hit it.
Legendary British directorial film duo, Powell and Pressburger, best known for A Matter of Life and Death, which may be the best film this country has ever produced, made a movie set in the Hebrides about the last generation on one particular island that was basically at the point where it was evacuated because influenza rendered the population too small to be viable. Because Powell and Pressburger lived in the 1950s and weren't well, their response was what's the best way we could do this? Well, we'll go there and we'll build accommodation and sets and a film processing lab and we'll live there for 6 months until it's done. And
until we all get influenza and die.
Just live the story. And they did. And they wrote this legendary film text called 400,000 Feet on Fowler, which refers to how much film they processed on the island. And I found out about this one day at a very strange job I had, which gave me a lot of internet time. And I had just discovered Abe Books. And I went, I wonder if it's in there. 400,000 Feet on Fowler. It is. How much? £15,000 for a copy. Yes, no, thank you.
What?
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna sell us for.
15,000 of your pounds.
Yeah. The next episode's coming out and now at a premium price, and it's that. So.
Wow.
No, just episode 10. Episode 10 costs £50,000.
You can get the ending for this low price.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah. Spoilers.
No.
What, saying I can't wait for the season finale?
We're not gonna do any spoilers in the chat, but that's right. That's all right.
Yeah.
So, where were we? Yeah, we had
a topic?
Who knows?
That's not how this works.
Yeah.
Show us Oscar.
Oscar. He's gonna be. He's too big.
That's okay.
He weighs so much. I'm afraid to take him to the vet.
My arms! They are so tight!
Please, my feline son. He is so hench.
So, I went up to visit Mick. So, based on the fact that... So, we wrote a script. We were on the phone all the night, like, every night until, like, 3 in the morning for, like, 6 months. Before we were like, maybe, like, only every other day. And then I went up to Scotland to see family and hang out with Mick. And we'd not met before that, really, except for seeing him behind a camera. And I was just like, I'm going to stay in your house for a week.
You're okay with that, right?
I live here now.
I live here now. Otherwise, I have to go and live with my aunt who smokes many, many weeds, which is a lot. And then my jumpers smell bad and I'm not into it.
Fair.
But when I arrived, Mick was holding Oscar. Like, he holds him like this up to the ceiling. And I'd like you to know the cat is fine. The cat is fine. I checked, no ill effects were suffered. But he does, like, lift it to the ceiling and then just, like, hurl it in general.
Onto the sofa.
Onto the sofa.
And how does Oscar feel about this? I'm just curious.
It comes back. So it's like, do it again. But it isn't really weird to be, like, going to someone's house and then just watch them, like, yeet a small animal across the room from the ceiling height.
At least he didn't say, like, catch!
Yeah, no, I don't think that would have gone very
wouldn't
well.
do that.
No.
And it was only like 5 feet. My house is small.
You're just also not very tall, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a midget.
Rude.
You
And then-
are
yeah.
not tall, and I am not tall either. In all fairness, we're both quite wee.
Yeah, that was a
It
rough
was a
week,
week.
that one.
It was a week.
So you didn't...
Yeah.
So what was... Other than, like, vacation... Was the intent vacation, let's actually meet? Or was the intent... We have a specific task we want to accomplish.
Real quick,
Yeah.
thank you, Bod Halla, folks. We'll see you in there. And welcome, newcomers.
Yeah. Hooray. What did we do?
Well, my cat died. My cat died like
Your
2
cat
days
died.
after you got up.
Yeah, I wasn't
That's
going to mention it on stream, but it was like...
Yeah,
dude,
it was.
It was really rough.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of a strange time for both of us to be like meeting and hanging out for the first time.
And then I'm just in tears for like half the week.
Oh,
I mean, very fairly. But I
Yeah,
did get to meet Wee Smudge, so
yeah. So,
yeah.
Yes,
And I
my
went to
boy.
see my grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
who lives actually like 10 minutes away from Mick, which is very weird, in Scotland, and see family and do all that jazz. And then I think we weren't writing scripts. Were we editing?
we were pretty much getting everything ready for launch, and we needed to obviously make sure that Kickstarter was all good to
Oh,
go
it
as
was
well.
Kickstarter. That's what we were doing.
Filthy lucre.
Yes.
Surviving
Filthy
the capitalist
lucre.
hellscape, folks. It's going to be done.
God, we both have like regular jobs, and we keep being like, and what if we did this? And what if we did this? And then at some point we have to be like, we have to not get fired, and also like
Yeah.
sleep.
Yes.
So
For the record, that is the
Yeah.
perfect first 2 chapters of your How to Crowdfund a Podcast book. Chapter 1, don't get fired. Chapter 2, sleep.
Sleep. Yes, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, we skipped most of the sleep, to be honest.
Well, it's
We
become
were
part
doing
of the
some late
reality
nights at
of
that point.
contemporary indie audio drama production, hasn't it? It's like, you know, you have to do a certain level of creation on a spec basis, on faith, basically, and have enough of a proof of concept that you can then go to a population and go, hello, look at my baby. My baby could be awesome. Help my baby be awesome. And then, you know, people hopefully give you money and you make the baby
That's
awesome.
pretty much
then,
what Jotun's done, isn't it?
and Jotun, yeah, and then off you go. But that first part of feeling very overextended and sleep deprived and, you know, side hustling on side hustle. Yeah.
it could have been rubbish, but we did have a secret weapon who I feel that we should talk about all the time, which is Chloe is amazing, and we love them. They were just the best.
So talk
And
about Chloe's
Mick,
role.
do you want to tell about how that happened?
Yeah, I will. So we'd started getting things out. So I think it was like December where we announced that we were doing The Secret of St. Kilda.
Dun, dun,
That was
dun.
December 2020. We got a name, we got a logo. We
You're
got a little
official.
bit of a
You're good to
trailer.
go at
Name
that
and
point,
logo, dude.
right?
Yeah.
And we went, okay, right, we need to start understanding what we're doing. So obviously, it was a month or 2 later that we started getting the casting in. So yourself, Alan Bergen, Ben Meredith. And this is before I think that was the only 3 people that were involved at that point. And Chloe sent us a nice little email saying, by the way, I would really like to be helpful in this podcast in any way that you feel fit. She listed all of her skills, which I don't think she listed all of them because she's done way more than I'd expect. And yeah, I'd had a brief chat with her.
So she just straight up cold approached you. It wasn't a friend. Wasn't
Yeah.
a prior relationship.
Just as a real quick
was
sidebar
literally
for all of
like-
this, it should be pointed
Yeah,
out.
like
that
they
is-
turned up. Sorry, go.
That's how I got the job at Escape Artists. I did that.
Huh.
Literally, there was an announcement that one of the editors was stepping down, and I literally opened an email with, "You don't know me, but
But I'm awesome and I would be great at this.
15 years and the love of my life later, pretty happy I sent that email.
This would not happen without Pseudopod.
Ah,
That's how we met.
disgusting. Tell us more.
I know, it's repellent.
No. You tell us more about Chloe, because
Yes,
Chloe's
because
amazing.
Chloe's amazing.
Chloe's amazing. That needs to be a sticker. We need merch that says Chloe's amazing and, fill in the sentence.
Basically, they were like, hey, I want to do an internship with you. And me and Mick were like, we're just some guys. I don't know how to... I'm not sure if you're in the right place.
Yeah. Trying to give a directions to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think it's that one over there that you're looking for, but you're like, no. Like, we weren't advertising anything or anything like that. We weren't looking for any team members. It was just, this is our baby. We are putting the effort in. But yeah, from day one, Chloe was like, I want to help. And we're like, we don't know how you can help, but I tell you what we're not good at, and that's social media.
And
we
Chloe
got
is
awful
so good
at
at
social
social
media.
media. Oh my goodness.
So folks, I think the moral of this story is always put your hand up. If you can, put together the spoons to go, excuse me, I would like to do the thing. Here's how I am qualified. A lot of times you're going to surprise the heck out of a creator and going, wait, you want to help me do the thing? And then more things happen, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I think that, both you and I were already starting to feel a little overwhelmed with all of the hats that we were wearing, and having someone to be like, hey, just take these passwords and manage this, please, was actually really a godsend. And then Chloe was lovely. I'm going to read every book written about St. Kilda since the 1700s. And we were like, okay.
Because
she knows more about St. Kilda than I do.
So Chloe came up with all of the promo tweet, the little historical facts and the photos and all of that stuff,
and the tarots and the name meanings and all of it.
And that's the other kind of reality of modern audio drama, is basically what I call pre-buzz. The idea that you've got to build a following for a product that hasn't even been released yet, or at least, that's a really good way to set yourself up for long-term success, is you have an entire army of people who want to show up and listen to your thing and engage with your thing before they know what your thing is. And casting
and
definitely has an impact on that, but also, the setup.
Yeah, it's also, sadly, often a case of feeding the algorithm. Having that pre-buzz means that more digital eyes are being shown what you're making. I think we definitely discovered that with doing the Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we heavily advertised in the early stages on your... We were like, look at these great people who've agreed to work with us. We must be worth something, right? And then we were like, right?
It does, because they kind of chicken and an egg situation. And I love Compost Witch's advocacy in the chat here. If 500 more people subscribe to the coffee, Alasdair will pet a sheep. Didn't we talk about
to fund a fast trip to St. Kilda?
Didn't we talk about?
I want to go to St. Kilda.
We really want to fund a trip there. I think that would be amazing.
I think that we could make a little handheld documentary of us going to St. Kilda, and it would be so good, because obviously we do the show and everything, but we have our own cast Discord, and y'all are so funny. Y'all are so funny. The amount of commitment to the bit that exists in this cast is just, it's phenomenal. So Shogo today recorded Ness and Dorma, but as Georgie.
Yeah.
Robbie's out here doing Celine Dion, lovely Dean, and Shogo writing songs for children about St. Kilda where people get thrown in the gap,
which we didn't ask him to write.
Which we didn't ask. We didn't even suggest it. We hadn't even thought of such an idea.
The tone of voice there is so perfect. We didn't even ask him to write them. He just presented it to us.
He just turned up. He's like, I've written a song. We were like, okay.
Not just one song either.
It's 3, isn't it?
Oh, he's 3. He's 3 more off releasing an EP.
I think the current competition among staff, among crew, is who has the best St. Kilda playlist. Now they're starting to all share their
There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, for folks who. So St. Kilda's obviously out now. It's releasing weekly. It releases every Tuesday at 5 p.m. UK to the public, but every Monday at 10 p.m. UK time, for those of us who are supporters, we get a live broadcast and group chat, and it is delightful. Absolutely delightful. And part of the best part of it is the playlist that they set up to play ahead of time. So, like, we were listening to clipping right before the episode ran on Monday night, and it was so good.
I have a special playlist, which was made by my dear friend, who is like a playlist creation master. She was staying at my house, and I was like, it's so nice to see you, but I have a lot of St. Kilda work to do, so I really need you to just, like, leave me alone. And I felt so bad. And she's like, I want to help. And I was like, I'll make a playlist. And then Mick was like, fuck your playlist. I'm going to just go off piste.
Right.
And I was like...
Okay, right.
Like,
so I put in some fun songs, as I like to do. So this week I put in...
I'm doing like a perfectly curated like vibe creation, get people in the mood, and he's like, get fucked.
I put clipping in right before. I put
which track
Jungle
was that?
Boy's theme.
Because that's off. There Existed an Addiction to Blood, isn't it?
Nothing is safe.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
a good track.
That's the track I played. Yeah, she was sending me nasty DMs because I put.
I'm in the DMs like.
I like wrestling themes as well, so I put Jungle Boys in. You know,
it wasn't as well received. I'd like to point out.
Yeah,
like that went in first, and people were like, "What's happened to the?"
Hold on. We have to go on a tangent. Mick, do you know that they are doing an orchestral arrangement of AEW theme songs?
An album of it.
A whole album.
I will check that out.
It must be mine.
Did you know that Mick used to be on a TV show about wrestling as a toddler?
What?
Deep law.
Okay, right. So I was 3. It was 1989. My next door neighbor was the British Women's Champion, Klondike.
And every day she like did that thing where I don't know the name of any wrestling moves. Where she put them upside down and then just like ground them into the ground.
That's
with
a
the
pile
neck.
driver.
That's a pile driver.
Thank you.
Right. It's not that. Right.
He was
so
3.
My next door neighbor was Klondike Kate, and she would babysit me a lot of the time.
Oh my god! I have someone you must meet.
Yeah. So there was many wrestlers as I was growing up. Like, it wouldn't be very rare for say William Regal to be popping over to the house when I was a baby, who was known as Steven back then.
Look at his face.
So that's where I got started. And I played Regal's theme last week, Real Man's Man.
Yeah.
As a lucky tribute. Naomi was not happy with that choice either. I was like, listen, he's just got fired. He's lost his job. He needs a bit of a...
He needs this on our private YouTube stream.
Yes.
Yeah.
We obviously need to cast him in something in season 2. Put that on the list, please.
Oh, God.
So I was in this documentary by the BBC called Raging Bells, which was focused on my next door neighbor, who was the champion.
We're totally looking this up. Oh my god.
So there's me, a little toddler, 3 years old, kicking about a wrestling documentary. And
I think I've seen
obviously you might have seen it. I can't remember seeing it because I was
3.
pretty small.
Yeah.
And then
this is happening
in the late 2000s is when I started working in wrestling myself, doing interviews, doing my TV directing.
Nice.
So I used to direct a TV show for ICW. I was head of TV there for 2 or 3 years. That was fun, but it was also a lot of drama.
Mick, do you happen to know a guy called Chris Brosnahan?
No.
Okay. You moved in very parallel circles. Chris was a ring announcer for a couple of years with a couple of the smaller UK federations. And I suspect you have acquaintances in common.
What was that name?
I was just thanking people in the chat for saying nice things about my hair. I mix my own color. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, so the kind of wrestling circles that I've been in are not just a Scottish wrestling. I've like worked with a couple of Hall of Famers as well. I've got like a hard drive of like 10 hours worth of footage.
Which Hall of Famers?
The Wolfpack.
Okay.
So it was myself, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and X-Pac touring from Glasgow to London over the space of like 4 days.
Nice.
It was ridiculous, and I cannot release any of that footage because the tour was a complete disaster. And the head of the company that I was working for faked a heart attack so we could get out of it the day before. It was fantastic, and everyone was raging. All the venues were completely in dismay.
Oh, wow.
The fan signing stuff was just ridiculous. I think there was gangsters involved as well at some point.
Disgusting. Tell us more. Yes, exactly.
It should be pointed out for viewers who are not familiar with this type of thing. The Wolfpack have a certain reputation in a profession that has a certain reputation. Let's leave it there.
I will say Kevin Nash is by far the nicest man I've ever met in wrestling. By far.
I've heard this, and I find it strangely heartening. Also, I will go to my grave amused by the fact that he is incredibly tall and frequently very well built and never does leg day, which is why his trousers are baggy.
And his quads are in pieces.
Yes, and he has legs that sometimes work.
Yes.
Mick, I had
there
no
was
idea.
I'd wrestling through my bones, but there was one part on that trip where there was a road rager decided
me and
to
Marguerite
a road rager decided to cut us up, and got out of the car, ready to try and fight whoever was in the van with us.
This sounds delightful.
Oh my goodness!
Kevin Nash is like 6'10".
Yep.
Scott Hall is 6'8", and X-Pac is like 6'4". He's not a small man. And they just all got out the car, and the guy just turned around and went, "Nope,
no,
exactly.
I have made a mistake.
I regret everything."
And
Naomi, I'm fighting my every urge not to go get my Roddy Piper figure that's sitting behind my head right now. So, yes, okay. Sorry. I grew up in Portland, Oregon with classic Portland wrestling, so been there, done
I got nice feedback about Roddy Piper. It was when Drew McIntyre, because he was the ICW champion, he'd come over quite a fair bit, and when he was with the WWE, he would hide backstage and just watch the show. And one of the things they told me as well was like how have you been enjoying it? Because obviously I was directing the TV show at that point. And he's just like, what I do is I take the videos over to Roddy Piper's house every week, and we sit there watching the wrestling that I've directed, him and Roddy Piper, and I was like, that's nice. And then unfortunately he died.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Naomi, it happens like every week in wrestling. Don't worry about it.
Well,
it's awful.
We've got to start an investigation to who's killing all these wrestlers.
Do you want the answer to that question? Because it starts with Vince and ends in McMahon.
No,
let's not go off on that.
It is the harshest sport or entertainment to watch.
You have professional MMA grade athletes who are provided with no support, mental or physical, no health care. They're expected to tour 300 days a year. It's
They're
awful.
independent contractors.
It's a meat grinder what happens to these poor folks.
Yeah. It's bad. It's
okay.
bad. But,
so back to cheery horror podcasting as opposed to the grim, grizzled reality of modern day wrestling.
We'll talk about that another time.
We have to.
We will.
Next, okay. In the future, when in-person events are safe and accessible again, I really hope we have a Pod UK, because if we do, I'm just gonna stay there for like 2 or 3 days, and it's gonna be amazing because we have so much to talk about.
And we're gonna do karaoke.
Oh God!
You do know that if I'm reading it right, one of the folks who does Pod UK is training as a wrestler.
What?
The magician. I believe it is the magician who is one of Jess's team is also now training to be a pro wrestler with a pirate gimmick.
Okay, so obviously
What is happening?
We now need the audio drama horror stage magician pro wrestling crossover podcast.
Yep.
If any of our cast can do stage magic,
Don't.
yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta hold that in.
Oh my gosh.
It's fine.
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
All right.
Problem. It's
We
fine.
have been talking for over an hour and with tech issues. So I have a question or two.
Yes.
Go.
So chat, this is a good time, when you catch up with the lag.
In about 3
No,
minutes.
it's okay. Everybody hydrated during the wrestling talk. It's fine.
You think so?
Wow, Naomi.
Pie
Wow.
band, everybody went to get a drink.
Bonjour, la police.
La police will not help you.
First of all, Compost Winch wants Alasdair to please say, I hate him with his stupid designer cardigans and his stupid jawline. They want you to do the Matthias line. Okay. You have to be Ben now, but you have to be Ben.
I hate him. I hate him with his stupid designer cardigans and his stupid jawline.
There you go. Nicely done.
Very good.
So we'll let the chat
Do
come up
Shogo.
with questions.
Do
Say again?
sugar.
Do Shogo.
Sugar's obviously much deeper and much softer and has far more of a really very good BBC nature documentary voice than me. Unless, of course, he's playing one of the lads, at which point he's a little bit, all right, I will headbutt you, but I'll probably put your nose back together after I'm done. Sit
In all
down,
fairness,
fine.
that's a lot of what Shogo is like in real life.
Sit down,
When Shogo
Matthias.
turned up, I
Oh,
was
you
like,
are.
you're so skinny. Why are you not beefier? You're a beefy lad boy.
I love his scarves. That man has tremendous style.
Yeah, I mean, he came to our house for Halloween in a corset and long stripy socks and a skirt. So, there was a lot going on.
Oh,
And let me
my
tell you,
goodness.
the corset did not fit. It did
Was
not
that the
fit.
first time you met Shogo?
No, he came to my birthday previously, turned up and gave me a single Parma Violets packet for my birthday, and I was like, get the fuck out of my house.
Go away.
Oh, God. No, we shall not get into the whole Parma
The
Violence
dusty chalk
thing.
fail suite.
Dean, I love you. You're wrong. Let's move on. Naomi, don't you dare. Oh, my God.
God. I love that you
I
brandish
don't
them.
like them.
I love that it's out
I
of
have to
focus
have
when
them
you
now.
do as well. It's so good.
No
But
free
yeah,
product placement.
but yeah, Shogo has one of those voices which I kind of want. She's very, very reassuring and nice, and also still has some edge to it when it needs it. I admire them hugely, and I admire them even more because you saw he got he got a dub job
Tracy.
for a Korean action movie or an overseas action movie. Pardon me. And I went, that's great. And Shoko's response was, yeah, I'm absolutely going to spend my fee on DVDs. It's going to be amazing. And I have rarely related more viscerally than I did at that point.
Yeah, he's great. He's a real fun guy on a night out. And he does the thing I like about Shogo is he just sort of hangs out, and then he opens his mouth and says the most devastating thing you've ever heard.
We've seen that in the Discord. It happens
So good.
all the time.
So
Nice.
good. He's so fucking funny.
We need to talk about Dean, given that we're in the neighborhood.
Oh, God, that's
We-
going to be
Dean
the
is
name
so
of a
lovely.
podcast. He is. He's absolutely delightful. And they're Dean
He's
has
so in
10
it.
and 11, and that's it. There's no 1 through 10. There's just 10,
Dean
and
is
then there's 11.
is the Secret of St Kilda official Loki variant. That's honestly
Yes.
how I think of him.
Yes.
He just shows up, goes, "All right, I nicked your car. Here's a better one. You're welcome." That energy is so beautifully presented all the time.
Yeah, and it was so when we were casting as well, I really wanted to have a queer person playing that role
Of course.
as well, because it's got it's got quite a nice little romantic thing to it. And also we were quite clear on people that were playing queer roles or difficult roles, this is the deal, you need to be prepped for this is what we're doing, and if you have any problems with that, you can just leave. Thanks. But everyone's very cool and groovy and no problems. But I always think of Dean as like a little baby sweet boy child, but he's actually the same age as me. But he's just got so much energy, and I'm so tired.
Well, you don't sleep and you write podcasts all night long. That makes sense.
One of the really nice things about those listening parties is scenes pop entirely differently for, I don't know about the others, but as a cast member for me, when listening to them with an audience. And the two that I can think of straight away are the just wonderful, we are the only two posh people on the island. Yes, we are. Let us eat French food and discuss potentially interesting things, whilst people around us are just like, you what? I fucking love that.
That was Sasha and Angelique.
Yes.
Angelique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are because the energy of that is so strongly kind of, if we will it enough, this place will be sophisticated and not a rock in the sea. I love it. I find it very endearing.
I think that they just like see something very recognizable in each other. They're like, I require luxuries, and this is all I have. And it's like, I will share my luxuries with you, and then we shall have twice as many luxuries.
This is good.
But I love that they're like opposite ends of the spectrum. You know, their friendship is so fun because Angelique is always like, everything is wonderful all the time, and I'm doing things, and it's exciting. And Sasha, just like his whole thing is just like hitting this one note and being like, I'm not having a good time.
I enjoy nothing.
I continue to endure my conditions. They are adequate.
I love my husband, but other than that, everything else is under advisement.
Sasha is the island's Werner Herzog. I take enjoyment from nothing. I wish to see the baby.
And he's so good at it.
Yes, very much so.
And I like their friendship for that because it's just very sweet.
But the other scene which I really, really love is the point where Robbie shows up at the bothy and is like, all right, give me a drink. You coming in? No, you get it to me through the window. Okay, thanks. Bye then.
Because of hereticalism. And also, Dean improvised the line "spiffy cuff buttons."
Spiffy cuff buttons. I loved that.
Oh.
So good.
So
good. I was like, oh, I couldn't have written that. Exceedingly good.
I mean, it's an incredible cast. I sit there and listen to it, and I'm. One of my favourite movies is Pitch Black, and I think it was the second or third DVD I ever bought, which ages me remarkably, and I'm okay with that. But the commentary on it is spectacular because it is David Twohy and Vinnery Diesel and the guy who plays the cop, who I forget. But Vincent, bless him, before he was broken by the world and turned into the bicep-y monstrosity he apparently now is just really enthusiastic. And every second scene is like, oh, this is my favourite scene. Oh, I love this bit. You're so good in this scene. And you can kind of see him rocking backwards and forwards going, this is brilliant. I'm watching a movie I'm in. That's me. I'm in my film. Look at all these amazing people who are in this film. I'm also in. That's how I feel at every single one of those cast listen parties. Because I'm like, these people are amazing. And I'm so proud to be part of this show, you know?
I find it really difficult because I want to like take each of our cast members and like kiss them softly on the forehead and be like, I'm so proud of you. Every time I hear them do anything, I'm just like, I love you so much. And I don't know how to express it without it being weird. But I love them all like on such like a deep level because they're all so good and so lovely and so kind and so friendly and so funny and yeah. I just love them.
Erica can steal an entire scene by breathing in. It's kind of amazing.
Episode 7 is one of my favourite episodes. Guys, I cannot wait for you to hear it. It's going to like blow you away. But Erica's so good in it. And she just like, it was funny in the script. But when Erica does it like live on the table read, I think everybody was just like holding their sides, like creasing themselves. Oh God, she's amazing. She's so good, and I think because we Mary as well as like the heart of the show, you know, she's just
Toast
being a good person hanging out.
We know this.
Yes,
it's all about Toast.
Toast knows what's up, and what's up is treats. Though.
Toast is in next episode, I believe.
Yep,
in person.
We've got Toast.
We've got our cactor.
Yeah. I had to spend about an hour chasing him around the house with a microphone to get those lines.
Meow, you little bastard.
Yeah. He's quite animated as it is, so
He's
you
quite
just
vocal.
need to mention his name, and he'll come running over. He'll talk to you for about 10 minutes. He'll respond to everything that you say.
Apparently, except
and
for
he's a
when you're
beautiful
streaming.
cat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's because his mum's not there. He just
Oh.
loves Victoria more than he likes Mick. That's the
I see.
Yeah, the cat that liked me in the house is no longer here.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
babe, that's too real for the stream, huh?
Sorry.
We'll talk about trauma after the stream.
Oh, you should see what I've done with like some of my friends as well. I was like, oh, you know, like they've not talked to me in like 6 months or something like that. Oh, do you want to see Smudge? And then I'll just go and take him over to his ashes. Yes.
Oh, dude!
Mick!
Dude!
Gosh! That's so mean!
Shit!
And now we understand why you make a horror show.
Fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
ouch!
That hits me more than anyone. So I can't live my life now.
This is the weirdest pairing. Like it's just like I don't play like grim dark games because I don't like edgy dark horror. I don't watch a lot of horror. I don't listen to a lot of horror. But Mick really helped me like reach down to myself.
Yeah, we
and
noticed.
find
I really
deep,
brought you to a
horrible
dark
trauma.
place.
Yeah.
You really brought her to a dark
Required.
place, Mick. Oh boy. Maybe
Yeah,
that's a
so
conversation we should have after season 1 finishes airing, and we can have the whole. So, how are we feeling about the vibes? Yes, exactly.
Do the vibes remain immaculate?
I do build it up though. I do build it up. I show Felix first, and then I show Oscar.
No,
I'm
babe, stop. This line of questioning is no good for ratings. You have to stop. This is why he's not allowed to do interviews.
No one said I wasn't allowed to do it. You said it.
This has been fantastic. The wrestling detour alone was
Right.
worth it as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, I think what we'll have to do is we'll just have to do this like in person at Pod UK in some glorious future where we're allowed to congregate in person.
And
again.
as I believe Composwitch in the chat has just pointed out, if Mick is not aware of the magnificent Matt F. Wallace, now is very much the time to be introduced
we have
his
to
life and work.
introduce. Yes, very much so. Especially given your story and that Matt writes middle grade novels about wrestling. So yes, that's gotta happen. That's absolutely gotta happen.
No, we were.
I haven't had any other
Did you have
Penn and
questions
Teller, I
come
love
through
it.
with the chat. Probably because they've got so much delay going on, unfortunately. Do you have any other final thoughts, final questions, final things you want to talk about? You're
Final
good,
things,
and
yeah.
we
I
like
know.
you, and
I
it's
thought
fun.
there was going to be a break, and then we were going to go for another 2 hours.
Oh my gosh, seriously? I think you might have bled
We
out
could.
by then.
Mick and I usually work till like 3 a.m.
Well, I'm not
like-
stopping you from working, but you know, we still have shenanigans to read, and they are excellent shenanigans this evening.
You see,
So
Keep
we
the
should
stream
probably-
going. We'll do it.
You see,
Don't worry about it.
this also explains why I regularly get DMs from Naomi at 2 a.m. going, my dude, look at thing.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're
I'm
not.
usually
I'll go
awake
people
anyway.
out.
Don't worry about it.
You were not sorry.
Yeah,
at all.
we're always awake, me and Naomi. Just like send the thing.
Pretty
It's
bad.
usually if it's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, it takes a couple of hours for us to get back.
I have a
But-
9-to-5 job, but other than that, yeah, no problems. Easy peasy.
The 9 to 5 job is for the sleeping part, right? Oh, we don't say that part out loud, do we?
If by hydration you mean drinking 2 more cups of coffee, then yes. Sometimes, yeah, that's hydration.
Sometimes that's hydration, but then you turn into shriveled prune people, and it becomes very difficult. Yes.
I'm currently playing a video game called Void Bastards, which has, I swear I'm not making this up as a mechanic, every time you raid a spaceship and find the canteen, you drink tea, and the game goes, caffeinated! Your damage triples for about 2 minutes, and you move 3 times faster and twitch constantly.
So good. I'm into it. I'm desperately into it.
Yes, that is a very fun
I want to
game.
know when we're going to play an RPG together. And I'm doing this on stream, so you don't have any other choice. Ha ha ha.
Are you going to run it?
Yeah, I'll run it.
This is a fascinating moment, chat, because this is like that moment when lightsabers clash and 2 Jedi Knights both go, "Oh, we are evenly matched." Interesting.
I have no detail oriented, but I'm exceedingly good at just being like, I have an idea, let's make it happen.
Yes, I mean
that's
which is
the
why
secret
Nick and
of
I.
St. Kilda.
Yeah.
that's the
That's the
secret.
Which is why
real
Nick and I are so
secret.
good.
The real secret of St. Kilda. We told Naomi to do a thing, and she did.
Is the friends we made along the way.
And she won't stop doing it.
Yep. And now she won't.
That's
stop.
the real problem. Yeah.
Stopping Naomi shall
well,
be the true secret of St.
We
Kilda.
clearly need to plot this. We clearly need to discuss ideas and work out when we are going to do this.
Yay! Public blackmail. Public blackmail. No problems. Easy peasy.
It should also be pointed out, Naomi singing was a very regular part of the table reads, and it is one of the most disarming things I've ever encountered. Because we're all sitting there like, we must be very professional and calm, and Naomi's like, any questions or comments? And after like the 3rd time, people were like, this is really good. Thank you. Move on. It is.
Yes, I know. Let's continue.
It is such a fantastic way of working a room. Go ahead.
It was very good, but the real thing that I think crossed that boundary was I think Maeve had to go pick someone up from an airport, and so we had to like pause a table read, and we were all just like chilling for 10 minutes because she lives in Ireland, so everywhere's not that far, and it was like, great. After Brexit, you're only allowed to keep 4 pastas. Which 4 pastas do you keep?
4 pastas? Like
Yes,
the dish?
do you not-
Like food?
Yes, and then Alasdair was like, well, I want to keep this very specific kind of ravioli from Marks and Spencer's. And then it was like, wait, are we picking specifically like which kind of raviolis are allowed? And then it's like, but you gotta have a spaghetti. And
No,
what
you
about the
don't.
kids? What about your alphabetti spaghetti?
No.
And you can't make lasagna without pasta sheets. Like,
Yes, you can.
it's a
I've done
difficult
it.
question. Well, stop.
No. What I am offended by is, why are you putting this white bechamel sauce in my lasagna? What is wrong with you? That is valuable
For those of
cheese
you just
real
joining,
estate.
welcome
You are not
to
using.
lasagna. What's up with that?
You've done it again.
Yeah, why? Okay, why the hate for bechamel sauce? Hit me up.
Because it's
I don't know
sweet.
anything about food.
Why do I need that in a savory dish? It has a sweet note. You put nutmeg in it. Get bechamel sauce away from my lasagna. No.
I don't put nutmeg in it. You're doing a white sauce with cheese.
But that's the thing. People don't usually put cheese in it. They just make a white sauce with nutmeg in it, and they put it in a lasagna, and it is wrong.
I think that somebody has lied to you.
Well, then
I think
they're
somebody has
very
gravely
wrong.
misled you.
And I'm just going to make my own lasagna.
With blackjack and hookers.
Blackjack and hookers, exactly.
You'll be sorry. Delicious meat cake, and
Yes.
it is actually delicious. I don't make lasagna in this house because much like Wrath of Khan, I bow to the superior lasagna intellect. And it is always.
I don't think you can make lasagna in your house because Marguerite brings the wrong ingredients in.
Oh!
No mac and cheese
Oh.
for you, buddy. There we go.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're
Oh!
not.
You will
Not
be.
even
You
slightly.
will be.
Not even slightly.
I'm getting stabbed.
You're not invited to the cookout. No mac and cheese for you.
Oh, mac and cheese made
It's
of
okay.
love
It's
and
okay.
carbs.
So what 4
Well,
pastas would you say?
you know-
What 4 pastas
you
would you
answered
say?
the question.
Okay, so it's fusilli, obviously, spaghetti, lasagna sheets, and then I'm like a little bit of alphabetti spaghetti for the kids. But I could go for like a spinach ricotta tortellini. That's my vibes. I once asked this to a friend, and she said 2 different types of linguine, and I was like, "You've only got 4. What are you doing?" Wild.
Yeah,
Wild.
I'm not
behaviour.
coming to your house after the apocalypse. I hate linguine.
Right?
This type for
Marguerite, you have to choose. You have to choose 4 right now.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with fresh lasagna sheets, because fresh lasagna sheets are basically just fresh pasta, so I can cut them and stuff them into any shape I want. Therefore, I can make
babe,
my
babe.
own
It's
ravioli.
Tesco Brexit, babe. There's no fresh ingredients left. You know, you get one jam, you get 4 types of pasta, and that's it.
Oh, I love this. Oh, this is great.
Brexit means Brexit to Naomi.
I don't even really like pasta all that much. I think I could pretty much live on, if you gave me macaroni, I'd be okay.
Get out. Get out.
I'm not really into pasta, which is going to be really weird because we're trying to plan a vacation to Italy this year. And I'm like, what am I going to eat? And it's
They
just
won't
like,
let you in.
know,
They will see you coming and they will close the borders.
I'll just eat all the seafood and he can have all the pasta. I'm totally fine with
I'm totally down with that. If you have not seen it, there is a spectacular TikTok which is 2 Italian guys reacting to Italian food crimes.
Like people who break the spaghetti in half before they put it in the water.
I love the girl who's got an Italian husband and she breaks the spaghetti like in front of him. He's like, "Oh, my love, no, why you do this?" And
Yeah.
it's like, so good.
It's very good.
These 2 guys had the best running gag I've ever seen on TikTok where they started and they kind of duet with someone doing crimes and one of them would go, "Get the cross," and they'd hold up a little crucifix. And then three videos down the line they'd be like, "Get the cross." No, the other one. The other one.
And then you see this guy like with the full
8
on
foot tall
over his shoulder
mission.
dragging it through the field. It's just hilarious. Mick?
Yeah, so you have to pick an actual pasta. This is rubbish.
No.
And you're only allowed 1 jam and it's strawberry, so
Fine. Strawberries, fine.
okay.
But I'm
we
going
can
to hoard my pasta selections and trade them to other people for things I actually care about.
How?
Okay,
Dang.
I once played Catan, Settlers of Catan, with a guy who sold futures. We were commodities trading. He was like, "I will sell you half of my future roll on that square for this piece now." We got deep into economics in our board gaming. So yeah, I'm going to hoard my pasta selections and barter them later down the road for things that I actually care about. And I don't care about if
I'm going to put you in the mines first. So
I'm going to
you're
unionize.
going down the mines.
You see, it's funny you should mention this because I was adjacent to a university in the year 2000. Yeah.
In the year 2000.
Big Willie style.
Thank you.
Where there was a lot of discussion about the Millennium Bug amongst the computer science people that my job required me to stand next to at that point in my life. And one of them straight-facedly once said, "No, I'll be fine because when all the computers crash, I have an extensive supply of spices, so I'm just going to go to Todmorden to a defensible farmhouse and trade spices." And I was like, "My guy, Todmorden is a valley with a mine, occasionally UFOs, and the odd dead body in it. And I've been there, and their definition of spice is, yes, I'd like salt.
Also,
I don't think this is going to go as well as you think it is."
Also, that was literally a scene out of Piers Anthony's Lucifer's Hammer, and that guy wound up being the first victim of cannibalism. So maybe reconsider.
Ah, yes.
But he was so tasty.
so well seasoned. That little known Morrissey song, "First in the Gang to be Eaten."
Oh, did I tell you guys about this? So my flatmate watches a lot of true crime podcasts and things. But she also has a little bit of an echolalia thing going on where sometimes she just talks to herself. So a couple of months ago, the thing was coming into the kitchen to hear someone just whispering to themselves, "His arms were cut off. His legs were cut off." And I was like, what is happening? But then last week, I walked out of my room. It's first thing in the morning. I'm not really awake yet, so rubbing my eyes. I just want to find a shower and a croissant. and she goes to me. She's like, "If you were in the Donny party, would you eat someone?"
You're like,
and I'm like, "Abby, it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
I need coffee before I'm going to be on the
Yes,
for that."
unequivocally, yes. Obviously, I would.
I don't know. Are they made of pastry? They're made of coffee.
Are they made of coffee?
It doesn't matter. You're starving. The better. It's not about would you eat someone. It's what part of them would you eat first? Because there's going to be a point where you're like, do we eat the head? Is that okay?
We need to. If we are going to go on this tangent, we should probably stop there because I literally studied cannibalism and sociology and anthropology. That was my favorite
She has
subject.
degrees in cannibalism and law.
Yeah.
I have degrees in medical forensics.
I did osteology. Here's a box of bones. There's your final.
Nice.
I book good.
You book good?
I book real good.
Yeah, and the short answer is you start with the thighs and then you get the neck, because actually that has the longest contiguous piece of muscle on the body.
Ah,
Yep.
well, there you go.
Genuinely unsure if educated, turned on, frightened, or all of the above.
I just want chips. If chips is
Spoken
not,
like
I'll
a
take
true
that.
Celt. I
There are
just
many
want
reasons
chips,
you are my
mate.
friend. Now there is one more.
I need.
Having. Sorry, go.
I was just gonna say, like, you can scoff a guy. I'll just be sitting in the corner eating chips.
It's
Guys,
alright,
you,
I've got
you
the
know there's
chips.
potatoes here as well.
So, we got a grocery delivery on Sunday, and there was a shipping error, which meant we got 4 times the amount of potatoes. And Marguerite
I love that. I love when they do that.
Marguerite actually got most of the way through. We're going to have to return these before she looked at me, and my face was like,
But
I can do
how
this.
could you?
I can do
But
I
yeah.
can do this.
We use the Sainsbury's man, and occasionally, the best thing about it is that they gaslight you into like thinking that this is a reasonable thing. We once opened it up and we had like 30 oranges, and my flatmate was like, "I don't think I ordered 30 oranges," and you're like, "Of course you know. Who would order 30 oranges? That's an insane thing to do." But she was just like sitting there, like, "Did I order 30 oranges?" And it's like, "No, you can't have. Surely a mistake has been made." But they were like, "No, it's fine. This is what you ordered." She's like,
My parents actually got the exact opposite version of that, where when the first time they tried it, and they are in their late 70s, and they're actually very good with the internet, but their first online shop was a little ropey, because they did get what's in this crate? A banana. Are there others? No.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder whether there isn't someone at Sainsbury's headquarters or the delivery service going, is this a person who's used the internet for the first time? Yeah. Have we coded that "Are you sure" button? Because I feel like we should.
just one banana.
Yeah, exactly.
All it needs to be is a dialog box that says, "Really? Yes, no." Or "Yes," or "Oh, I'm sorry. No."
That would be much better. That's exactly.
I once tried to order salmon and cream cheese because I bought bagels, and then I was feeling like bougie as hell. And what I got sent was smoked mackerel and cheese and onion dip, and I was like, "This is not the same thing.
You
This
have
is really
missed
not
the
same
connection between these two items.
Excuse me, I ordered caviar, and these are beanbag fillings.
Yes,
Exactly.
they were like basically the same. Just like
No, exactly. We should go ahead and wrap this up and let hopefully the chat have a chance to actually take a little bit of a break, and maybe for the lag to actually go away. Wouldn't that be delightful? I'm not holding my hopes. So
Man, we
tell
haven't got
us.
started yet.
I know. Well, you guys have got a full working evening ahead of you. I'm assuming season 2 will be done by tomorrow at this rate.
Don't say
I'm
that.
working on it.
Oh,
On it real hard.
I know, but you have to go see Moulin Rouge tomorrow, so there might
Yes.
be a slight delay.
Yeah,
Right.
Petitioning now for
it's a difficult life.
I'm petitioning now for the boys to have a musical theatre moment in season 2.
I think we decided today that like Robbie can dance, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh,
I'm sure Dean will be taking it to the extreme.
Dean's TikTok is good value. I very much look forward to seeing this.
He's very good.
Yes.
He's very good.
Very, very good. All right, tell us all about where we can find St. Kilda. And how, and more importantly, how people who love
In
you
the
and you
North
love your
Sea.
show can give you money.
Screw you. Screw you. It's fictional. I wanted it to be in the North Sea because it sounds better.
So this is the part where you tell people how they can give you money.
Go,
Yes.
go, Mick, go.
Oh shit! What do I do? Tell
Do the
them
plug,
what?
do the plug, do the plug.
Do the thing where they can give you money and find you.
Oh, okay. You can find us at the Kilda everywhere on your favorite podcatcher, The Secret of St. Kilda. So I get Naomi.
Going great, going
Fantastic
great.
at it.
Killing it.
We've also got a Ko-fi as well, which some lovely person during the stream has supported us.
Hooray,
That will
thank you, chat.
One of us. One of us.
Which
one
means
of
you
us.
can join us
Yeah,
on
we will
Monday
give you-
evenings for the amazing live listens, which are so much fun and literally on my calendar through the end of season 1.
Yeah.
And also get access to the Discord, which is where you get to see all the extra content, like the secret cut of the Angelique and Sasha scene where the whole building is apparently demolished as a garbage truck reverses into the room,
It is
which I would
Driven by
delightful.
Matthias.
And
Yeah.
the surprise John Cena cameo. Gotta love the
Yeah,
surprise John
I
Cena
like
cameo.
to I like to just make a little mix of a scene, because when Naomi and I are doing some late night edits and final polishings, it gets a bit long.
It gets
the
like
night.
2 a.m. and we're both like,
Yeah, and then I'm like, what'll be funny? You know what'll make Naomi laugh? This ridiculous thing that I'm going to do right now and not tell her about. And I'll play it like it's all normal, nice and happy. And she's like, what the fuck have you done? What the fuck have you done?
It gets me every time. Every time I'm in stitches, it's like 3 a.m. and I'm just like creasing myself because of like he found a clip where someone just goes, "What the fuck is this?" Like, and so they're having the council meeting, which happens, but no spoilers. And in the background you can just hear a guy going, "What the shit?" I'm just like, God damn it! God damn it!
Yeah, that made the cut.
Did
I
it?
kept that in.
He buried it.
Yeah.
It's in there if you listen really carefully.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
there's
definitely...
a lot of stuff. If you listen really carefully, I've added just like little bits and pieces in all throughout that people are going to be finding for years to come. Just going, what happened here? Why is this a thing?
Easter eggs.
Because it
Secret
doesn't show up
Easter eggs.
anyway.
Secret, not occult Easter eggs.
But yeah, that is our Ko-fi site. It'll be on our card, which I think you put in the.
I
the
did.
little,
We've got the
comments
chats
as
for
well.
it, and they'll be in the show notes as well. Yep.
Yeah, and that's where you can support us, you can join in, and then after the season finishes, we're going to have loads of little extra things planned as well. So it's going to be continued stuff until we look at season 2 when that comes about later, probably at the end of the year, won't it?
Things and
We're going to be
stuff.
doing.
Depends how quickly I can like bash it out.
Yeah, well, we've got experience.
Well, you've
now.
had like 20
you've
minutes,
got 10.
Naomi. I mean, come on.
She does write scripts fast, like.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like I sit down and then I lose like an hour and then I'm like, oh, a script is done. Like I have no memory of doing it. It's very like being possessed, but it just sort of happens. I spend a long time thinking about it. And then as soon as I sit down to write, it's kind of finished. And then Mick has to go back and like fix all the continuity errors.
Yeah. And I'm like, what's this? Why have you talked about this? And then we just go through and like, we need different scenes in here. We need this one, move it about, change a scene like 6 episodes ahead, things like that. All lovely things. But it's getting, it gets really intuitive between us as well, because we're just constantly talking all the time
and stay up all night and
As you can tell. Getting us to talk is not the problem. Getting us to shut up is the issue. You can find me at Naomi Thinks It on Twitter. And you can find Mick
at Alasdair YT, because I was very very big on my YouTube back in the day, and someone nicked my actual username back in 2013. I will find you.
And he's here tonight
with a steel chair.
Never use the account. I keep going back and checking, going one day I will have this. So it's Alasdair YT. I'll probably change up at some point, but that's where you'll find me, not tweeting. If I do, it's usually about wrestling or sport.
Gross. I'm tweeting like 4 times a day, at
St. Kilda
least.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yours is much more entertaining. I'm usually on the St. Kilda one.
I gotta be honest, I'm not very good at Twitter because I've spent too long on the internet to be like actually communicate like a normal person, so it's mostly just vibes. Not gonna lie.
There is
Naomi,
nothing wrong
that's
with
all you
vibes has
are.
helped us.
You are vibes.
You are Conor McVibe of the Clan McVibe.
Yeah, she does get credited in the show descriptions as the vibe checker.
Vibe checker.
Yeah, vibes checked by Naomi Clarke is in the description of every episode.
Yeah, and I have had
amazing.
some people come back to me and be like, "What does that mean?" And I'm like, "Don't ask."
Yeah, I can't tell you.
If
I
you
can
have to
tell you how it
ask,
feels.
you don't need to know. Just get all
You're never
indignant
gonna
about
know.
it. Exactly.
No one can be
Yeah.
told what a vibe checker does. You
Exactly.
must see it for yourself.
You must vibe it for yourself. Exactly. Thank you both so much
Thank
for
you, folks.
doing
This
this.
has been a delight.
This
Even
God,
with
this
the
is
really
very
fun.
silly.
See, I told you we were just
Wait.
What?
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 Rotten Blossom has just said, "What 4 ice creams would you keep though?"
Oh, you can't keep. We're gonna break that record.
Okay.
I think we have already. I think
Tesco
Ben was.
coffee.
Yeah, I think Ben was an hour and 40 minutes. I'll have to get Ducky and Zalia to check us. But we're already an hour and 50, so sorry, Ben.
Yeah, and me and Mick were like, "We're gonna crush it."
Yeah.
Was that
I
like
tried
your
to
own
warn you.
goal?
Yes.
You're like, forget it, I want the record.
Can you not tell? Could you not tell?
No, seriously.
And we haven't even started either. Like, we can talk for hours here. We just got started. So
Actual crimes. Actual crimes. Well done.
Yeah, the mods are saying there's about a 14-minute delay right now, which is a pain in the butt, but otherwise it's very lovely, and they need to make more things so we can have them back.
Make more things, you
Hooray!
folks. Make them.
Well, yes.
So seriously though, ice cream flavors. Tesco coffee. Don't at me. Haagen-Dazs, all of it. It all counts as a flavor, and the flavor is posh.
No,
Naomi.
Posh
no,
is the flavor.
No.
You gotta pick. That's a brand, and that makes you like a brand person, and there is no free product placement.
Strawberry cheesecake. Haagen-Dazs is a strawberry cheesecake.
Very good.
Chocolate ice cream can fuck off.
No, get
Really?
that. Chocolate's a classic.
Chocolate ice cream is disgusting. It tastes not like chocolate. And I will never buy a Neapolitan because it's got chocolate in it.
Fish food.
Get Italian Neapolitan
Fish food.
because
Fish
it's
food, I'm with you.
Get
Fish food
spumoni
is
because
staying.
it's vanilla,
Yep.
strawberry, and pistachio as opposed to Neapolitan.
Controversial final choice. Absolutely any own brand, super generic vanilla ice cream, because there is no ice cream on earth that you can make ice cream soup with better.
No, if you're going to do vanilla,
Why are you making
have to
ice
get
cream
the
soup? I have so many questions.
Because there is
What's he
nothing
doing?
more satisfying. This is kind of baby Alasdair had learnt this really early on. There's nothing more satisfying than taking 2 scoops of ice cream and stirring them, preferably with a tiny spoon, until they become like delicious gravy, only of ice cream, and then you eat it with the spoon instead of in lumps as a kind of liquidy thing.
It's like
Tell
I
me
don't
your childhood
even know
was
you.
deprived without telling me your childhood was deprived.
I mean, I could go on. I will. This was around.
That's soft whip, girl. Like, you can get a 99 from McDonald's.
This was around the same time my parents would quite regularly leave me in the back of a locked car in the car park with the book. Go shopping for an hour. Come back. Leave me with the food. Go shopping for another hour. And come back to find. After a while, they just bought the loaf of sliced white toaster bread because they knew I'd eat like 6 slices of it whilst I was waiting.
It just
Did
cut
they
to,
crack
like,
the
baby
window
Alasdair and
so people
are like,
didn't break
"I'm
open the
making-
windows on you?
Yeah, they did.
I'm making soup. Soup for ice cream, Alasdair. Alasdair's so lonely, but she
You're
makes good
such a
soup.
dick, Naomi. Such a dick.
Okay, Naomi, you
Oh
have
god,
to
we're
pick
gonna have to
then.
do therapy after this.
4 ice creams, go.
4 ice creams, Naomi. I know you've got them.
Okay, so, before COVID, I love mint chocolate, but I can't have mint chocolate anymore because COVID is a I was gonna say bastard and asshole at the same time. It's a dick. But fish food, 100%. I'm gonna say a vanilla bean. Vanilla?
That's totally
If you're gonna
legit.
do vanilla, it has to be the best, poshest, most expensive vanilla you can
No,
get
it
your hands
doesn't.
on.
Right?
but I'll
Yes,
allow-
it does.
Outvoted. Off the island. And
Yeet!
I think a salted caramel. I think that's a good
Strong
choice.
choice. Strong choice.
And then
That's 4.
oh god, I had it.
That's 3.
I had it. No, I had it. It's gone.
Okay, Nick.
Beans.
Oh,
Nick.
mate. I would have mint choc chip.
Yep.
choice.
Salt caramel's good.
Yeah,
Alice's ice cream soup.
my man.
And
You know, for the kids left in the back of cars.
Marmite.
Marmite
What?
ice
Marmite
cream.
ice cream.
Get out, you little shit stirrer.
No, because I love Marmite peanut butter, so Marmite peanut butter ice cream sounds even better. Ooh.
Oh, cookie dough.
There you go.
Like,
Cookie
just
dough.
because cookie dough is great.
In
fact, I would just have the cookie dough without the ice cream, and I'd be
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
pretty happy. But
I can tell you of a very unfortunate ice cream flavour that I've had, and I'm reasonably certain I had it because the York Theatre Royal bought a job lot because the company had folded. I'm about to say words, you will think that this is random word association. It is not. I have eaten this. Newcastle Brown Ale Fudge ice cream.
you ever think that people are just like overdoing it on the adjectives just for marketing?
I think late stage capitalism is a hell of a drug.
Yeah. Also, how many people from Newcastle do you think they got in that ice cream? Mick?
I'm not from Newcastle. I'm from Liverpool.
North.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, put that down, walk away.
North.
No.
I just love it.
Mick supports Newcastle football.
I do support
Same as my dad.
Newcastle.
So
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I do support Newcastle, and
Why you would support Newcastle, I don't know, but there you go. What are you going to do?
there's no good football teams in Liverpool. So I went with the one
Just
that's bottom of
dropping
the
the
Premier League.
truth bombs at the back end here now. See, now we're getting
I'm
real.
gonna get angry Doctor Who fans up in this chat any minute. now.
I
It's gonna
actually
be your fault.
convinced all my friends as a child that Alan Shearer was my dad.
Oh, you were that
and-
kid. Oh, I always
and
liked that
some-
kid.
And none of my friends follow football, so they didn't know if it was true or not. It wasn't. Spoiler.
Can you imagine if you were like, surprise, he is, here we go, and he's here tonight.
Smash cut to another camera in Mick's house. And Alan Shearer's just like, I'll be going then. Play, son.
I think I atted him a couple of years ago on Twitter, just with the word "dad?" ? And then just left it at that.
You see, I'm really starting to get the partnership dynamic here because, you know, Naomi is that kind of, yes, you're going to do this and it's going to be amazing and we're going to go over here. And then Mick just comes in after you and goes, knife.
St. Kilda! Ta-da!
Yeah. It's a beautiful partnership.
There's stabbing.
He's my work wife, and I would have no one else. He's exceedingly talented. He's so clever. He and also a lot of our like communication is entirely non-verbal. We're just like brain vibes. And he's very good at when I'm like, I feel like it needs to be like more but left. Interpreting that, which is really a gift. And he's also he has a lot of technical skills, and he's taught me a lot. And he's also really good at building people up and, helping people like improve and get better. He's very good at being bad cop, which I cannot do. You know, he's good at like setting boundaries and thinking about things, and he's my boy.
I like to play a heel sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
just
vibe.
am a heel, so.
No, you were vibes.
You are not. Okay, yeah, I'd say you are a heel to me.
And on that
Be about
charming
abuse.
note, why don't we say we're gonna put this on a break for a moment to say goodnight to Naomi and Mick, and hopefully maybe let the stream catch up. And 2 minutes before midnight, so the time to beat future stream guests is 1 hour 58 minutes.
Oh wait, give us 2 more minutes.
No. You have to come back if you want to beat your
You're allowed
own
one
record.
flavor of crisps. What is it?
All right, we'll be back in just a minute.
Strong
chat.
cocktail.
Twice.